gosh. Guys.
What?
Oh, look at that.
What is that?
That's a gumboot.
The cold blue water of the Salish Sea is unlike anything I have ever seen. It's an intricate maze of waterways scattered with various island chains, and beneath the surface, a kingdom of animals that are seldom encountered.
I'm gonna touch it, you ready?
However, if you find yourself along its incredible stretch of shoreline, or even better, on the edge of one of its many islands, you stand the chance of coming across intertidal marine animals. Today, the crew and I will be venturing by way of boat to the uninhabited Doe Island. A satellite landmass adjacent Orcas Island, it can be explored from its northernmost point to its southernmost point in under 30 minutes. While there are very few animals living within the interior, at low tide the shoreline is peppered with bizarre sea creatures. So it was only a matter of looking in the right places to find some that we could get in front of the cameras.
All right. It is just us and the island. Wow. It's a really cool feeling to come onto a spot that is completely uninhabited, free of humans. Anything is possible. What we're really after today is the marine life that's hiding in and amongst these rocks. Now it is low tide. As you can see, all this kelp, algae, and seagrass is going to be extremely slippery. So watch your ankles, guys. This is not the kind of place that you want to twist one and end up hobbling across this terrain. So let's go up this direction and hopefully come across some cool animals. All right, well, here's something we didn't expect. We got through all this dense underbrush, and right in the middle of the island is a trail. It should make traversing it to the other side much simpler. All right, guys, look at this. The tide is all the way back from here. That is perfect tide pooling area. I see some pockets right there filled with eelgrass. See some kelp down in there. This is gonna be perfect for finding marine creatures. All right, let's go. That's a big piece of driftwood. Whoa, this pocket's full of little snails. Look at all those little guys. Oh, look at this.
What you got?
I don't know if you can zoom in there. Look at that little crevice. Can you see back here?
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I see something there. What is that?
That's called a sea lemon. Now, I can see it's got its little sensory organs out. And see that little frilly cluster in the back there? Right there? Those receptors help them sense chemicals in the environment. And that's how these creatures move about and study their environment. All right, I'm gonna get it now. You ready?
Yep, go for it.
Okay, real slowly here. He's gonna be very gummy. Oh, come here, buddy. All right, yep, tucked all in. There it is. That's a sea lemon, also known as a droid, and it has very warty skin. Sometimes you can find these and they're real bright yellow. That's why they're called sea lemons. And they also have these very distinct little black specklings all over their backs.
Does it smell like a lemon?
Good question. Nope, it smells like a slug. And they are related to slugs and mollusks. And if I turn it up like this, you see the underside there? There's its foot. Pretty cool, huh?
Very lemony looking.
Yeah, it's like a big gummy lemon. Look at that, just like the warty sea cat that we found in Costa Rica, it just kind of turns into a glob when you hold it in your hands. All right, you guys ready to put this sea lemon back under the log?
Let's do it.
Okay, but before we do, I got a quick tongue twister for you. Ready?
All right.
Not all lemons are sea lemons, but all sea lemons live in the sea. Try saying that 10 times fast.
Not all lemons are sea lemons. Yep, yeah, do it.
Yeah, not easy, is it? All right, here we go. Bye, little guy. Right there. Give it a second to grab on. Okay.
The sea lemon may not be the most difficult animal to catch. However, finding one is said to be good luck, as they are an indicator species and signal a very healthy ecosystem. This gave me a strong sense of confidence because if the environment is free of pollutants, that means more creatures to find.
What? Nothing? I thought that one was gonna yield something amazing. All right, look at this one. This is kind of neat to note. Look at how all of the seaweed has completely matted down and dried up in the sunlight. So underneath this is where an animal would potentially find refuge from the sun once the tide has gone out. Okay. Come on, lucky rock.
Whoa!
Whoa! Jeez! Look at this. It is a huge prickleback. Wow, that is the biggest one I've ever seen. And this, let me look at its face. I believe this is a rock prickleback, and I can tell that based on the distinct stripe marking right there on the front of its head. Look at that, it's huge. Now you look at this creature, you're probably thinking to yourself, Coyote, that's an eel, that's not a fish. As a matter of fact, it is a fish. It's not a true eel at all, despite the fact that it really looks like one. Now, it's impossible for me to completely keep this thing still. There we go, settle down right there. Now zoom in there on the head of this animal, Mark.
Okay.
You see those distinct stripes?
I do.
That's how I was able to identify it as a rock prickleback. There are several prickleback species in this area, but this is the largest. And this may look big to you and me. This is the biggest one I've ever caught, but they can grow to be about 3 feet in length.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So, Coyote, is it slimy or is it slippery? What's it like?
It's incredibly slimy and slippery. And here's something really cool about these pricklebacks. They can actually breathe air. They breathe underwater with their gills, and then when the tide goes out, they can stay out of the water for several hours breathing air. Now notice that ridge that runs along its back. That dorsal spine, that has little tiny spikes on it. And I can feel that, kind of like the fins of a bluegill. And it's not sharp enough to necessarily prick me, but they use that to help themselves balance when swimming underwater.
So, Coyote, these fish, can they dry out? Because we found them out of water, like there's no water under these rocks.
Well, they can't dry completely out. So if it was sitting out on a rock in the sun, that would obviously kill it. But underneath the rock, even if there's no water, they can secrete a mucus from their skin. That keeps them wet and slippery. I do keep dipping it into the water. Here, watch this. So if I just kind of keep its head cupped and dip it in, that allows it to stay cool and moist. And I think at this point, it's probably safe to say we can release this prickleback back off into the ocean. You ready?
Good idea, let's do it.
Watch it swim out of my hand. There you go, buddy.
There he goes.
All right, let's keep searching.
With what seemed like an endless supply of smaller rocks to carefully search beneath, we also found ourselves maneuvering over and around massive boulders that were exposed by the low tide. And while these massive rock structures would not be possible to overturn, searching for animals in their crevices was a perfect place to look.
Oh, a good shaded spot here. Look, this is still wet and slippery. Oh, look at that right there. See that? That's a chitin. Nope, that's a chitin. It looks like a barnacle or part of the rock. That's actually a mollusk. Hold on a second. I'm gonna see if I can gently get it off here. They really suction out of the rocks. Look at it.
Coming on?
Yeah. Here we go. There we go. Whoa, look at the underside of that thing. Looks just like the foot of a slug, doesn't it?
So it's not a barnacle?
No, it's not a barnacle. This is a mollusk. They're related to slugs and snails. Now, this is a small species. I'm not sure which species. If you look at the back there, you see all these armor plates that run down the center. Those are called vents. And believe it or not, the largest species of chitin lives in this area, and that's honestly what I'm hoping we come across today. The tide is low enough, it's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time and finding the right series of rocks. All right, I'm gonna place this one right back here in the shade. There we go. All right, let's keep moving. Try to find the giant gumboot.
Gum what?
Gumboot chitin.
So far, aside from the prickleback, everything we were finding was rather small. That is until I jumped between two boulders and found myself in the land of giants.
A lot of hermit crab. Oh, what's that? What's a little sea cucumber again? Oh my goodness, look at this.
What? I can't see.
Oh, look at the size of that sea star.
Whoa.
And it's purple. What? Have you ever seen a sea star that big before?
No, I've never seen one that purple either. Wow.
That is a first for me.
I think that could be our star.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Guys,
What?
this is one thing I'd hope we'd find.
Is there a bigger one?
No, look at this. Ah, I got it. Oh, look at that.
What is that?
That's a gumboot.
What's a gumboot?
It's a chitin. It is actually a type of mollusk related to snails and slugs. And I think between the two of these, we have found our feature creatures. All right, actually the tide is starting to come back in at this point. Let's move up a little ways and get these two up close for the cameras. Woo, this is awesome. Woo!
How'd we do?
I would say that was quite possibly the most successful tide pool adventure we have ever had. Now, most of the animal species that we found, we showed you quickly and then we released them right back into the wild. But our two feature creatures, we just had to take some time to get up close for the camera. Now I'm gonna reach into the bucket here. I did bring a bucket just in case we found something that was worth holding on to for a little bit of time.
Because you can see the tide is all in there.
Yeah, the tide is coming back in pretty quickly, so we only have a few minutes with these animals, but if you're ready, let's go for the first one. You set?
Let's see them.
Okay, here we go. This is the largest sea star I have ever seen. Look, he's got algae and kelp all over his little tube feet there.
And it's purple.
It is purple. Now, I will give you one guess as to what type of sea star this is. Wait, here's a hint. What color is it?
Great.
Close. And a good guess. It is a purple sea star, and this is one of the largest species that you can find off the Pacific coast. And honestly, it is the biggest sea star I have ever handled. Look at this thing. All right, I'm gonna gently peel off a little bit of this kelp and algae from its tube feet. Hey, clean you up here, buddy. Now, I'm gonna turn it, and let's look at the underside. Check this out. See all these little white things that look like spaghetti noodles? Those are called tube feet. Now, they have thousands of these, and they're used to slowly move over the surface of rocks when they're underwater. And actually, believe it or not, I say slowly move over rocks. When a sea star needs to, it actually can travel pretty quickly. Now, aside from movement, these tube feet are also used to help them catch and consume their prey. Now, what they primarily feast on are mollusks and clams. And what they will do is, let's say my hand is a mollusk, right? You know how they close up in their shell like this? What it will do is completely engulf the mollusk, wrap its arms around, and then use all of its power to peel the shell slightly open. Then they take their mouth, they actually evert their mouth and stomach, right? So that means that their mouth and stomach comes out of the center of their body. They release digestive enzymes into their prey. It breaks down the prey's body, right? So it essentially kills them, poisons them, and then they're able to suck all of that delicious flesh into their mouths, and they have a meal. And you wanna know something really gross? After they've consumed their food, they actually poop it right back out of that same hole.
Ugh.
Mouth and butt right in the same spot. How crazy is that?
That's disgusting.
Totally disgusting, but what an interesting tide pool creature. And without question, the largest sea star I have ever seen. Now, I know in past episodes of Beyond the Tide, we've shown you guys the little bat stars and a couple of smaller species, but this thing is about as big as my face. Now, one cool thing that we do know about sea stars is that if they lose a limb, it can regenerate. So let's say it gets stuck in a rock or a bird or some other sort of predator comes in and bites off one of these legs, it's not gonna kill the sea star. It's called caudal autonomy, and it will eventually grow that limb back. Now, this is a very common species up and down the Pacific coast, and they're pretty simple to find when the tide is at its absolute lowest. Pretty cool, huh?
The purple sea star.
Purple sea star. All right, I'm gonna put this back into the bucket and let's bring out our big star. You ready for this?
All right, guess number 2, let's do it.
All right, let me get it out of here.
Whoa.
Look at that. This is, in my opinion, one of the most bizarre creatures we could have come across. Kind of reminds me of the black sea hare, but it's not as squishy. Now, this chitin is very unique amongst other chitin species because I'm gonna turn it this way. Now, the one that we showed you earlier had these distinct valves that ran across the length of the back. They're kind of like armor plating. Now, this variety does also have those valves, but they're covered in this thick, rugged skin. This skin is called the girdle. Now, you're probably thinking, what does that feel like? Is it real slimy? It's not. Go ahead, Mark, put your hand out there and touch the back of that chitin.
It's like an elephant or something.
It is. It feels like an elephant or rhinoceros skin. Now, this is very tough, very durable. Not only helps keep them camouflaged, but also protects them against potential predators.
Now, this one is red. We saw some smaller ones earlier and they were like brown.
Yeah, that's true. And this red coloration, I don't know exactly why it's red. You would think maybe it stays in kelp, and perhaps that's what keeps it camouflaged. Kelp is kind of this reddish-orange coloration. They do feed on primarily algae, so I don't know. That tough skin, though, definitely is going to defend it against any potential predators.
So what part am I looking at? Is there a head? Is there?
Oh yeah, let's look at the anatomy of the gumboot. It's very strong, so I can only kind of hold it open there. Now, just like a slug, they have a foot. That's right in the middle here.
Okay.
That big area down there. And they also have a mouth, which is tucked in underneath here. And inside that mouth is a radula. Now, radula is kind of like a scrapey tongue, right? It's covered in these little teeth, and they use that to drag across rocks where they feast on algae, which is their primary source of food. So this is an herbivore. Now, behind these flaps, you see these right here? They have gills, just like a brown or a black sea hare. We can't expose those. I'd have to actually peel them back, and I don't think it will be too happy if I do that, but they use those to breathe underwater. Now, most chitin species are capable of really suctioning onto rocks. This species, though, actually is not able to hold on very tightly, so oftentimes rough waves will peel them from the rocks, and you'll see them washed up on shore like this, just facing upright, and unfortunately, they aren't able to flip over, and they bake in the sun and die. So, we definitely need to return this creature back to the water and hopefully up underneath a big, strong rock.
But they could actually live out of water for quite a while, right?
They can, and as long as they stay positioned downward like this and flatten out their bodies, they can stay out of water for a considerable amount of time.
So are they like a hedgehog in the sense they can curl up in a ball like that, or?
Well, that's a good question. Well, we know hedgehogs are mammals. This is not a mammal, this is a mollusk. And they can curl up to about there, right? It's not gonna curl completely into a ball, but what it's doing right now is protecting its foot, its mouth, and its gills, which are right behind these flaps here. And I guess these must be parapodia, just like a black sea hare has very soft, kind of flexible parapodia. These are very dense, very tough muscles right there.
So it basically can curl up into like a Pac-Man shape.
Yeah, pretty much. You look at it from the side there, that's like a giant Pac-Man. Also kind of looks like an alien creature that would maybe suction onto your face, but it's not gonna do that. Good news for me. They also do not bite, so I have nothing to worry about. They are not venomous, they are not poisonous. This is a completely safe species to handle if you happen to find one in the tide pool.
So Coyote, how rare is a gumboot?
That's a good question. I have never come across a gumboot before, and I've come across many chitin species. The only time you'll find these giants is when the tide has receded out to its lowest interval. That allowed us today to get up underneath some big rocks, and that's where I found this guy and got up close for the cameras. Definitely one of the coolest creatures that we have featured on Beyond the Tide. Now, this is the largest chitin species in the world, and they can grow to be 14 inches in length and weigh as much as 4.5 pounds. How about that for a giant?
So what eats these? Does anything eat one of these?
Small crabs will eat along the edges of this animal's body, but from what marine biologists have observed, it doesn't seem to necessarily injure or distract this creature from moving along the ocean floor.
So it doesn't have a whole lot of predators, what you're saying?
No, but here's an interesting fact that you may not know. The gumboot is actually edible if you're a human.
Ooh.
Believe it or not, in a worst case scenario, let's say you're stranded on an island and you've run out of coconuts and crabs and you find a gumboot, this internal fleshy area is edible. Although I have to imagine it would taste pretty gross. I mean, just that name, gumboot, I'm imagining it's like eating a very chewy boot that probably has the taste of disgusting ocean water.
Well, we're headed back to shore tonight, so we're gonna have pizza.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat pizza tonight and not a gumboot. Well, I would definitely say that this was one epic excursion, exploring Doe Island, where we came across more marine species than we've ever featured on an episode of Beyond the Tide. Oh, look at this, the tide is coming back in, which means it's time to put the animals back into the ocean. Exploring along the shoreline of Doe Island, we came across some fascinating marine animals. Species like the gumboot chitin and purple sea star are rarely exposed, so it's only when the tide is at its absolute lowest that creatures like this can be encountered and safely admired. If you come across either of these two in the wild, remember that they are completely harmless. However, it's always best to simply admire them from a respectful distance so that you do not disturb their natural behavior cycle. Do you guys want to see something really scary?
No.
Yes, you do. Come on, let's go down to the river.
I don't know if this is such a good idea.
Oh, I'm about to show you guys the scariest thing you have ever seen. I've been thinking about this all day. I found one earlier, but at night, it'd be a whole lot better.
So where are you really taking us?
To the river.
What?
You know, rivers at night can be really pretty scary. So what we're gonna do is go all the way through the deep, dark woods and down to the river. Let's find some creatures.
What do you see?
Eyeballs.
Where?
You see that way out there?
Where? Those are eyes. Let me see if I can see that on camera.
What is that? Mario, what is that?
Oh, I can see him on camera.
Mario,
What?
wildlife biologist, identify.
Those are eyes, guys.
Well, most logical thing is a deer, but we are in Bigfoot territory.
It could be a Sasquatch. Come on, let's go that way.
We're being watched, guys. We're being watched.
Mario.
We're being
I
watched.
can see the eyes. Oh man, there's like a creepy old shed out here.
Yep. You don't want to go in the shed. I think we've seen too many horror movies to know how these all begin. It kind of feels like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, an old rusty shed.
An old shed in the middle of nowhere in West Virginia. This never ends well for the people that go out with cameras and flashlights, does it? Yeah. See all this moisture in the grass? This means that they're going to be out and about tonight.
They?
It's a really good sign, yes.
There's more than one?
There will definitely be more than one. But all it's going to take is one to find out how bad the bite is.
What was that?
Did you hear that? No, not your foot. It sounded like rocks knocking together.
What does that mean?
That's actually a definitive sign of a Sasquatch calling. But that's not what we're after tonight. The odds of us seeing Bigfoot, slim to none. If we do see one, we're gonna film it. But we wanna get to the river, and I can hear it from here. Come on, just over this ridge. Ooh, this is creepy.
It's like a beach.
There's the water.
I thought I heard something, sorry.
See all kinds of reflective eyes. All right, I need a big flat rock.
To defend ourselves with?
No, to look under. Not there. Okay, let's venture up this way a little bit.
No, nothing. Oh!
Oh!
What is it?
There's one right here.
What?
Ah!
What is
There
that?
it is! Ah! Oh, gross! Ah!
Where'd it go?
Under the rock, under the rock. Ah, I got it. Ah, ah, ah. Oh, it's trying to bite me. Oh! There it is.
What is that?
It's a HELLGRAMMITE. Oh, mackerel. That's a big one, too. Whew. Wow. All right, guys. Well, if you remember an Instagram post I made a few weeks ago of a creature that looks... Ah! It's biting me. Okay, they do bite. There you have it. Everybody want to know, do they bite? Yes, they do bite. It is latched onto my finger right now. Oh, that hurts. But it's not breaking skin. That's, ooh, it's got a hold of me. Now, the HELLGRAMMITE, can you see it okay there?
Oh yeah.
It's got a hold of me. The HELLGRAMMITE is actually the larva stage of the Dobson fly. Now, the Dobson fly, you may be thinking to yourself, oh, well, is that maybe some beautiful butterfly type creature? No, it's about as wicked looking as this thing is, only with big wings and enormous front mandibles. However, those mandibles aren't strong enough to pinch and bite onto anything like the larva stage. Now, I'm gonna turn it slightly like this. Wow. Oh, it is just latched. Now, if the bite isn't enough, what they will also do to deter a predator is squirt a nasty smelling musk from their rear end. And it actually smells just like human feces. And
Ew, what? Smells like
like poop. Exactly like poop. And it is already squirted musk all over my finger. Oh, it absolutely stinks. Biting down harder. That is about the most alien looking creature I think I have ever come across. Like something out of the show Stranger Things. Ugh. Okay, it's been latched onto my finger for a while now, and what I'm gonna do is just gently dip it into the water. Now they are semi-aquatic, so putting in the water isn't gonna cause any issues, but I do wanna get it off of my finger. All right, here, try this. I'm just gonna set it down gently. So just like how I get crayfish off of me. Oh, he's not letting go.
Let go. Ow! Oh, it's biting out harder. Ow, there it goes. Got it. Okay. Ah! Oh, bit me again.
Man,
There we go.
can't catch a break.
Okay, now let's take a good look at the anatomy of this creature. Look at that underside.
Wow, that is gnarly.
This is like a mix between a scorpion, a centipede, a water bug, and a tremor.
Wait, look at its mouth. That was on your finger.
Yeah, those front mandibles right there, can you see that? Those were latched onto my finger. And these two back appendages there have hooks on them, just like the rear hooks on a centipede.
Ooh.
See that, how they move backwards? Ow! No! Ah, he's got me right underneath the fingernail. I'm gonna hold him there though. All right, now he's hooked onto me. Oh, there, let go. There, look at that. Oh, wow, that is so bizarre.
I don't know how you're leading this.
Ow, it's like an alien. Ah! Oh, it has all these little hooks on its arms.
Just the way it moves. It like slinks.
What did I tell you? It's like a living nightmare. Look at that. Oh, it's hooked onto me. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Can you imagine what it would be like to have one of these things crawl into your ear?
It's gonna eat your brain. Ugh. No, 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 no.
Ow! Ah! Ah! Oh, that actually really hurts. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Looks pretty good, dude.
I think it's actually poked a hole in my ear.
Ah!
Ow! What do you guys think? Hellgramite earrings? Could this be the new look?
No.
Is it dangling down from my ear?
Oh yeah.
Ah!
Here, can you turn to the. Oh my gosh. Hold it there. What if it went in your brain?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I gotta get it off my ear. Now, oh! Ooh! Wow, your ears are a lot softer than your finger. That hurts. So at this point, I pretty much just have to wait for it to drop off on its own.
So you can't just take it off?
Well, if I touch it or pull on it, it's going to just bite down harder.
All right, let's, do you want me to try to get it off?
Let me see.
Ooh.
Ow!
Oh, let's see it. Trim your ear. Oh, wow, yeah.
Is it bleeding?
It's got a good crease. There's a little white speck.
Ouch. Well, I would say that this, without question, is the creepiest looking creature that we have come across here in West Virginia. All right, back under your rock, little creeper.
Oftentimes we fear things that have a creepy and alien-looking appearance. Even I'll admit, the moment I found my first Hellgrammite, I was incredibly nervous to pick it up, especially with that set of intimidating mandibles. However, in the end, I think what we all learned is that while this creature may look intimidating, it's non-venomous, and its bark is far worse than its bite.
Do you know what's creepier than one Hellgrammite? 25 Hellgrammites.
What's that for?
Well, what Mark doesn't know is that earlier today, when I was down by the river and I found the first Hellgrammite, I also found 25 of them. And I'm gonna make Mark put his hand in this bowl full of them. Hey, Mark! Really? Well, that's cool. So you know how earlier we started this and I was like, hey, you know what I found today? Mm-hmm. Something really gross.
Yeah, I know the Hellgrammites.
Yeah, the Hellgrammite, right? And that was super gross. Well, I kind of didn't tell you the whole truth.
Okay.
I found one Hellgrammite, and then I kept flipping over rocks, and I found 25 Hellgrammites.
Dude.
So, what I challenge you to do right now
Oh my gosh, you really did.
is put your hand into this bowl and see if you get bitten by a Hellgrammite.
No, no, no.
Yeah, come on.
No.
I got stung
Guys,
by a
come on.
bullet ant.
Come on.
I was stung by a bullet ant, and I just want you to put your hand in there for 60 seconds.
60 seconds?
Yeah, you guys always tell me, can you last for 60 seconds? Can you last for 60 seconds with your hand in a bowl of Hellgrammites?
Ooh.
I'll count it down for you. Ready?
Wait, who signed me up for this? I didn't agree to this.
No, well, you know, Mario and I were kind of like, you know, it would be really fun getting Mark finally bitten by something. And it's not that bad. I was even bitten on the ear and it didn't break
Let
skin.
me see these. 1, 2, 3.
There's 25
Yeah,
of
there's
them.
definitely 25 in there. That's so gross.
Okay, so you know what the line is, right?
No, I don't. What is the
You got to
line?
say your name, and I'm about to enter the bite zone with the HELLGRAMMITE. And then you got to just place one of your hands in there and let them crawl all over you for 60 seconds.
I don't know, man. You sure you don't want me to film this? Mario, come on.
No. Put you here. Give me your camera.
All right,
You're
gonna film it?
I'm not gonna film it, just so you don't drop your camera in case you get bitten.
Yeah, let's get ourselves situated. Get on the ground. We'll have a little setup.
And we're gonna do this just like a normal scene here.
All right. I did find a millipede by now.
Did you?
Yeah, let's go.
We don't care that you found a millipede. We care about you getting bitten by HELLGRAMMITES.
Do you have a good shot?
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping you'd say no.
Here we go. All right, Coyote Pack. Mark is gonna do it.
Okay.
Director of Breaking Trail is gonna enter the bite zone.
Okay. I'm Director Mark, and I'm about to enter the bite zone with 25 HELLGRAMMITEs. All right, I can't watch this.
Put your hand in there. Come on.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, get in there.
Oh, it's so creepy.
All up on you there.
Oh, they're pooping on you.
Ah, just got bit. Oh, good. Oh no. Oh, there's another one. Oh, God.
Keep your hand in there. Keep your hand in there. All the way in the bowl. All the way in the bowl. That's about 30
There's
seconds.
another bite. Oh, there's another bite. See my finger?
That's right.
Oh, there's another bite. Oh, they're biting me. Dude,
3, 2,
actually does hurt.
1. All right, let him out. Oh, hold
it's
on.
me.
Oh, look at that. It's latched onto him. Let me get. There you go.
Yeah.
Now smell your
Oh
hand.
my gosh. Oh, Mario, smell my hand.
Well, there you had it. Good job, buddy. I'll give you a stinky high five.
I'm like shaking, man. That's
It hurts a little bit, right?
No, it's just super creepy.
I saw that one really got the
Yeah.
side of your finger pretty good.
Oh, they're biting me. Oh man.
Well, we're gonna let all these little HELLGRAMMITEs go back off into the wild, and they're going to metamorphosize into Dobson flies.
And then they're gonna be flying everywhere.
Absolutely. Ugh, I think I
right.
just got some of that in my eye.
Ugh. All right, guys, I gotta wash my hands.
If there is one ecosystem on the planet that is constantly changing, it has to be the tide pools. With every single rising and falling of the tide, new waves crash upon the rocks and alter the placement of plants and animals. Along the coast of California, there are a slew of creatures that you can find, if you know exactly where to look.
Got a little striped crab right here. Oh, got it. There's definitely no shortage of crabs out here in these tide pools.
However, navigating this terrain can be difficult because most of the rocks are wet and slippery.
One of the toughest things so far for me in filming Beyond the Tide has been the terrain. I'm used to swamps and deserts. Everything here is rocky and slippery. It's all covered in a layer of, I guess it's some sort of algae, and using a lot of eye-foot coordination because I'm looking for creatures, and every step I take, your foot might slip off of something, and these rocks are extremely jagged. Really easy to get hurt out here, and I'm sure for you, Mark, it's even more difficult. Right now you're balancing on these rocks just trying to get the shots.
Yep.
Show everybody at home. It isn't easy, is it?
Nope.
All right, well, let's keep going this way and see what we can find. Watch your footing. Oh, yep, see, there you go.
I'm usually pretty good at finding animals in the field, but sometimes a wildlife expert joins us to help locate the species that can be very difficult to find. Today I am back out with tide pool expert Aaron Sanchez, who has been exploring these Southern California pools his entire life. And our goal is to locate a giant sea slug.
All right, Aaron, so we're here at the tide pools, and we're looking for slugs. What should I be keeping my eye out for?
Well, Coyote, these slugs are going to be pretty hard to miss. They're actually the largest sea slug on the planet. They come to these rocky shores here to mate and lay their eggs.
Okay, now when you say the largest, do you mean like 5 to 6 inches in length, or are we talking bigger?
We're talking probably almost a little bit less than 3 feet.
A 3-foot slug? So it's gonna be pretty hard to miss.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's start searching.
The search was on, and I was confident that I could come across one of these giants. I mean, if they're as big as Aaron says they are, spotting one should be simple, right?
Hi, we've been searching for about 45 minutes now through all these layered rocks. I don't know, Aaron said it was gonna be easy. Nothing yet.
We continued to search over jagged outcrops, in crevices, through knee-deep pools, and even under rocks.
and say the odds of finding one of these slugs are slim to none.
Tide's really coming in.
Yeah, it's coming in big time, and all I've seen is crabs, crabs, crabs. Hermit crabs, striped crabs, purple shore crabs. No giant slugs.
With the tide starting to come back in, it was looking like our search for the giant sea slug was coming to an end. But if anyone knows how to find a sea creature, it's definitely Aaron.
Searching, searching. No big slugs. Yeah! Oh, you got one? Come on, come on, come on. Right over here, guys. It's huge. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that thing. Wow! Dude! Yes! Well, that was one heck of a search. And there it is. Can I pick it up?
You can. It's totally safe.
And it's not gonna ink me.
Might be a little slimy, but that's it.
Whoa, look at that.
Whoa.
All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, is it slimy. Oh, look at that slug. Oh my gosh, it is heavy. Jeez, this thing must be about almost 10 pounds, I would guess.
Is that a big one, Aaron? Oh, it's a pretty good size, yeah. It's one of the bigger ones I've seen.
Wow. I'm gonna let it stretch out on my arm, see if we can get it to fully elongate itself. Oh my gosh, it is so slimy. All right, now tell us about this slug, Aaron.
Well, Coyote, what he's wrapping around your arm right now is actually his muscular foot. He uses that to get around.
I can feel him gripping onto my arm. I mean, I can feel him actually like wrapping around me, and I can feel his little tongue under there. Can't bite, right?
No, these guys are vegetarians. They mostly eat algae and kelp.
And it does have an internal shell, correct, where it has all of its organs?
It does have an internal shell. It's kind of soft and made of protein.
Okay.
And that is actually what these extensions of its foot, called parapodia, are protecting.
I can see why there's no way you would miss stumbling upon one of these. I have to admit, I was just over there talking to Mark. I literally said, I'm really doubting our chances of finding one of these slugs. All we've seen all day is crabs and smaller little brown sea hares.
Which, by the way, we should grab one of those. Isn't there one over here? Let's see them next to each other.
Yeah. All right, you got one of those brown sea hares? Okay, so this is cool, showing the comparison of the giant black sea slug next to the much smaller brown sea slug. And they're both called sea hares, because as you can see, those tentacles sticking up in the air in the front of the head look like rabbit's ears.
I thought the brown sea hare was big.
Yeah, seriously, there is no mistaking the difference between these two species. Wow, that thing is absolutely massive. It weighs about 10 pounds, and fully stretched out, it's about 2 feet in length. That is crazy, and it is so unbelievably slippery. It's actually really hard to hold on to it, and my hands and arms right now are covered in a slippery mucus. Now, are they toxic in any way?
No, they're not.
Okay, so I'm in no danger right now. So they don't bite, they're not toxic, they're just slimy and alien looking. So how do these defend themselves against predators?
Well, you know, these guys don't have as many predators as the California sea hare, probably due to their size.
Okay.
So they would generally just kind of stick to where they are, and they're going to be pretty well hidden in these rocks.
I can't even imagine what would want to try to eat this. And it's just so amazing how big this slug is. When you said to me, yeah, we're gonna go out, we're gonna catch a giant slug, I honestly didn't believe you when you said they could grow to be about 2 feet in length. And until I actually had this animal in my hand, really on my arm, I didn't believe it. This is absolutely amazing. Well, Aaron, thank you so much for having us out today to explore the tide pools here in San Pedro. I think there's no question about it. This is one big black slug.
We gently placed these two slimy slugs back into their respective pools and watched as they slowly returned to the wild. I think it's fair to say that these creatures are as primordial as it gets. And while they may be incredibly bizarre looking, they are an important part of the tide pool ecosystem.
Over the years, we have featured a plethora of frog species. Some of them were tiny and poisonous. Some of them jumped on my face. Some of them were giant and screamy.
There it is, the famous sound that they make. Wow!
And some of them were even semi-transparent. The point is that I was able to safely catch and successfully get them up close for the cameras so we could learn about what makes them so unique. But what if I told you that there was a frog that was impossible to catch and was also blue? Hold up, a blue frog? Yes, You heard me right. A blue frog. This encounter happened on the island of Middle Bass, located in Lake Erie. The following series of events will play out in chronological order. Prepare yourselves, because you are about to witness the unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Dude, that is a blue frog. Look at that frog.
Where?
Right there. Oh my gosh, we gotta catch this frog, guys. I can't believe what I'm looking at. This is insane. I've actually read about this before. This is insanely rare. Every once in a while, based on limitations within genetic dynamics, a frog will sometimes lose pigmentation through its genetic line and will be blue in coloration. I mean, we are talking about a literal unicorn right here. This is crazy. Oh, he moved. There he is, there he is. I still see him. Oh,
He can't make it through there. Oh, whoa. Oh, yes. Maybe he'll come back this way. Still see him?
dude, that was crazy. That was crazy. Okay, hold on, I'm coming back to you. I think we need to come back at night. If we come back at night and we see that frog, I can spot it with a flashlight, and I don't think it'll jump. I couldn't even get close.
Okay.
If we can catch that frog, holy cow, that will be insane. A blue frog. I cannot believe what I just saw. If he comes back out at night, we're definitely gonna get him.
Let's do it.
So how do you catch the uncatchable frog? I'm gonna build a contraption. When I chased after this frog, the first thing it did was hop across all the duckweed and disappear back and into the swamp. And I've got this long wooden beam, and I'm going to secure my net to the beam. If I don't have to touch the water, even better. Now, bullfrogs have a tendency to be pretty territorial, so I think even though the fact that I chased it back into the marsh, it's still going to return to that spot to defend its little claim right there. That is good and secure and will give me several more feet of reach. All right, guys, this is it. We're gonna catch ourselves a blue bullfrog. Okay, guys, sun has set. We're gonna catch ourselves a blue bullfrog. Okay, it's just down the way here. Let's sneak up and see if it's back in its spot. There he is.
Okay.
Right there. He's way closer to me. Oh, shoot. Okay, this frog is definitely tough to catch. Definitely knows that we're onto him.
Oh! Don't do it by hand. It's gonna be slippy. Use the net. Put it right under him. Oh! Okay. You could go from behind. Hang on, let me get the light on him. There he goes, right there. He's going. Oh, there it goes.
I see him.
Still there.
I gotta go on the other side of that fence.
Okay. I think we're gonna get him.
The length of the net is now actually hurting me.
Oh.
I see him.
No. Dang it.
Gosh, he's way back in there.
Did we lose him?
I lost him. Dang it. It was literally inches from my hand right here. I should have gone for the hand catch, man. I should have gone for the hand catch. Dude, he's all the way back there, and there's reasons I can't get him. But, here's the thing. We tried to catch him in daylight. He went all the way back there and came all the way right back to this spot. There's a good chance this frog will be back. I think I gotta catch him by hand. He's too smart for the net. This frog knows exactly what is happening. He's impossible to catch. This is crazy, absolutely crazy. Okay, this is day 2. We are back to the spot where the blue bullfrog was spotted yesterday, and this morning it has returned to its territory, which certainly proves my theory that this frog is running this little pocket of water. Now, I can see the frog. I'm not going to try to catch it during daylight. It is way too smart. This may be the smartest frog I've ever encountered. I mean, it was playing cat and mouse with me last night. It was just a game. It led me back into the reeds. I got bitten up by mosquitoes. It was rough. I've never had a more difficult struggle catching a frog. So what we're gonna do is wait until sun gets low in the sky again, just at sunset. When this frog is back in the spot, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna take another attempt. I will attempt with the net at first, but if it gets close, gotta use my hand. Last night, the frog was literally about 1.5 feet away from me, and I defaulted to the net. I should have gone with my gut and tried to catch it with my hand, and I might have had it, but we're gonna give it one more shot tonight. Okay, here we go. The third attempt at catching the blue bullfrog. What I've done tonight is brought a smaller net plus the long extended net. Gotta up our chances. And if it's not with the net, it's going to be with my hand. Yes, that's him, that's him, that's him. You ready?
Yep.
Oh. At least he's in a rough spot.
You got him. You got him.
Oh, no! 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 What? No!
Oh my gosh. Dude, you had him.
Hold on. Let's rewind and slow it down. Look at the evasive maneuver this frog pulls off as it springs from inside the net and does a full nosedive back into the water and disappears beneath the duckweed. Now look at this. Freeze frame. Zoom in. My hand is less than an inch away from making a swooping and unbelievable catch. But I missed it. It was so close.
Dude, I had him.
I
in the
know, I
net.
saw him.
Are you kidding me? I can't believe that just happened. There's nothing more frustrating than literally having the frog you've been trying to catch for 3 days in your net and then have it spring out just as I was trying to get my hand in there to keep him locked in position. Don't got him yet. We're gonna keep trying. Is it day 3? Day 3, attempt number
4.
4? Official attempt number 4. The blue frog is back. I'm gonna walk over to the car and get the net. Do you guys believe in miracles? Is it possible to catch a blue frog? We're about to find out. This is it. It is our last day. Okay, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Oh,
It's already on to us. And that's it.
there he goes. All the way back.
I don't think we even had a chance.
I literally wasn't even able to set foot in the water.
The legend of the blue frog.
There he goes. Went back further. That's it. The blue frog is officially uncatchable. There is a frog that is not capable of being caught by Coyote Peterson. Well, maybe we'll have to return to Middle Bass Island at some point to see if the blue frog still manages to evade capture.
The legend of the blue frog persists. Will we catch Bluey on our next adventure? Stay tuned. You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy.
Hidden beneath my hat is one of the most talented performing reptiles that lives in North America. Let me introduce you to the eastern hognose snake. That reptile right there has some of the most incredible defensive abilities of any reptile that exists on our planet. Now, when you take a quick look at this snake, you'll notice its banded and checkered patterning. Many people mistake this snake for a timber rattlesnake or a copperhead, but I can promise you this snake is completely harmless. It is all bluff and no bite. It's very rare that this snake would ever try to bite a human, and to prove that, I'm going to place my hand right in front of its face. What do you think is gonna happen? You think this snake is gonna latch onto my hand? Let's find out. All right, buddy, there's my hand. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna bite me, or are you gonna sniff me? That's right, you can see it's just flicking out its tongue, sensing my hand, doing absolutely nothing in regards to biting. When it comes to the name hog-nosed snake, you can easily look at the front of this animal's face and see that upward turned scale. Almost looks like the snout of a pig. This reptile uses that snout to dig through sandy soil or to bury down in the leaf litter that covers the forest floor. Now I imagine when it comes to hunting for its prey, that also gives it quite the advantage if it needs to move down and through burrows. Honestly, I think it makes the snake look pretty cute. Boop. They also have the ability to play dead. It is a very dramatic performance. And with any luck, we're gonna find one of these snakes that's a little bit bigger and a little bit more willing to try to win the Reptile Academy Awards.
This is great hognose snake territory.
Another hognose snake right here. Oh, it is a big one too. Here. Somebody take this camera. Take that. Wow, okay, I don't want him to get into this pile of timbers. Wow, look at the size of that one. This is without question the biggest hognose that we have seen all day. If we just let him chill, he might stay. What seems to be working is getting the snake to want to corral underneath a hat.
It is our second hognose snake of the day, and it is absolutely beautiful. Look at the color variation in this snake specifically. It is bright orange and black. It looks like the mascot for Brave Wilderness. This is incredible. And here we are seeing that defensive display. Take a look at that flattened out head. That is the cobra design that these snakes have mastered. Now, not related to cobras in any way whatsoever, but for any potential attacker, if you see that display, you're being warned that, hey, I am definitely not something that you want to mess with. You'll notice the snake does not even open up its mouth when it does that striking display. I can tell that you just want to get back out into the leaves and continue hunting. And I think we're gonna let you do just that. Down to your left.
Hognose?
Yep.
Whoa, look at that hognose. Beauty.
Wow. Look at that display. The hiss, the strike.
Oh, there he goes. The camouflage. We're getting the full show.
Let's see what happens when I actually do set it here and hold it in position for a second. You wanna get calm down a bit? Yep, I see there's your mouth gaped open. Yeah, look at that, wow, that is incredible.
And one of the coolest things about these reptiles is they're mildly venomous. Their rear fangs are uniquely designed in that they're used to deflate toads. And in many instances, a toad will puff up its body to seem bigger. That also makes it a lot more difficult to swallow. Well, when you're a snake that has big, long rear fangs and you use those fangs to pop holes in the toad, it deflates, and then of course, it can swallow down that prey item.
And that, almost like a water moccasin, is a threat that says, don't get too close. You don't want to take a bite from me.
Oh, snake. Black hognose snake.
Really?
Right here. Okay, here we go. Moving into defense post. Look at that hooding.
Wow, there it is. Look at you. Look at you. Look at that coloration. If we were making an episode all about the variation in color. Oh, wait a minute. You're turning your head upside down. Are you about to put on the death roll display for us? Something might be happening here. Oh, no. Oh, poop. A little bit of poop. Oh, and here we go. It's happening. This is it. This is the display. There it is. The snake. It did it.
Oh my goodness! And you can see what it's doing is it is actually rubbing that musk and defecation on itself to make, oh my gosh, the smell is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And by rubbing its musk all over it, it probably would taste absolutely horrible. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Look at this. All right, I'm getting right down into the mix of it. This is exactly what we were hoping to see. Look at that. That is so cool. On its back, revealing that lighter coloration, mouth gaped open. You don't want to eat me. Look, it's drooling. That is so weird. Wow. I have read about this snake putting on a performance like this in every single book. The hognose snake is famous for its ability to play dead. Now I can promise you, this snake is very much alive. And it will hold this position basically until we've decided to move on. And I've read that they will stay in oops, I've croaked mode for close to 30 minutes. What an interesting behavior to have developed. Now in nature, anytime an animal is dead and rotting, it can be transmitting diseases or all sorts of sicknesses that if another animal comes in and consumes it, could ultimately take down the consumer of that meat. You may think that the snake would be more vulnerable, flipped over on its back like this, but with the smell, the taste, all those things combined, most predators would be deterred from consuming the snake at this point. Let's see what happens when I just pick up the head and show you the inside of the mouth. Look at that. So bizarre looking. Now in some areas, they refer to the hognose as the zombie snake. That's because while it appears to be dead, it is still very much alive. I would say today was a hognose snake extravaganza. We saw multiple specimens of varying colors and came across all of the quintessential threat displays. Puffing up the body, hissing, flattening out the head, even threatening to strike with a closed mouth. But it wasn't until we saw this ultimate award-winning performance of playing dead that I truly became impressed with this unique snake.
We are approaching Raccoon Key. This is our destination for the day. About a mile in length, completely uninhabited, which makes this very exciting for myself and the team. Anything's possible. You never know what you're gonna find on an uninhabited island.
This is it.
So there's definitely rattlesnakes around.
I'll tell you guys, if we find a rattlesnake today on this island, it just shows you that there are other biological landmines that can exist in environments like this that you do not expect. We are so far away from the mainland right now. It's amazing that a rattlesnake could possibly be out here. Wow, this is so cool. Raccoon Key. Walking around on this island truly feels like we are on another planet. All of these trees are completely bleached white. They look like alien fingers, and all of the plant life down here is really, really dense. All right, Carrie, you said there's a pocket of water this way?
Yep, right ahead of you.
Okay, just keep pressing through here. Whoa. Is that all mud out there? Or is this on, this is on actual rock?
The outside is rock, but it gets really muddy towards the middle, so I wouldn't venture too far out.
Now, is this the kind of spot where you might see a crocodile or an alligator?
Sure, yeah. Especially on the Keys.
Okay. I don't see anything at the moment. I'm gonna venture out just a little bit further. Whoa, it is sinky. This is cool. The water's actually really crystal clear. Lots of interesting fish. Oh, I found something neat. I think it's a dead iguana. Here, you hold the camera. This is gonna be, it might just be hiding. It might be still alive. Hold on. You got this? So just kind of keep me in frame the whole time. Sure. It's either dead or it's hiding. Tough to tell.
It is very much alive. Wow, look at that.
That's insane.
We have just found Godzilla hiding amongst the water here on Raccoon Key. Unbelievable. And these are the types of creatures that you can find out here in the wild like this. A beautiful male iguana. Not full grown, but absolutely gorgeous. Look at all the striping down the length of the body. Now, what I do need to watch out for is that bullwhip type tail. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I stepped out here into the water and you can see the water is very reddish in coloration and it's got a rather high salinity, so iguanas do just fine if they're in salt water. He must have heard us approaching, dove off of the mangroves and stayed hidden, and there's nothing cooler than seeing an animal hiding beneath the water. And at first I was like, oh, it might be dead, but no, it's not. It's alive. How beautiful is that reptile? My goodness. And it's amazing because iguanas are excellent swimmers. So for a reptile like this to go from the mainland all the way out to this island, and as you can see, that coloration when you look at his back is absolutely epic. Got little horns up on the nose. That makes the adventure so totally worth it. Searching for mosquitoes, yet we find a beautiful iguana. How cool is that? All right, buddy, there you go. Oh, that was awesome. I have found another pocket of water. Let's give that a little test real quick. Oh, wow, weird. Oh, that is some gloppy muck. Oh, smells atrocious. High sulfur content. And that is probably due to all of the rotting plant material that falls down from these trees. Got an iguana. This might be the iguana that I caught earlier, or it might be a totally different one. For the sake of this moment, we are going to catch it. Nope, it's definitely a different one. You can see it. It's right down there. I'm gonna make the catch. Got it. Look at that. Oh, another iguana. That is cool. Not the same one that we caught earlier. Iguana number 2. And what these iguanas will do is hide out in all of the mangrove areas, and when they hear something come close, they will jump into the water, bury down, and hide. And I think you're a different iguana. You look smaller than the one we caught previously, but how cool is that? All right, I'm gonna place him down in the water and watch how he swims off. Check this out. Like I said, you never know what you're gonna find. Whoa, slippery. Check this out. Oh, what could have been a crocodilian skull is just a massive piece of driftwood. I got excited for a second. And I come back further into here. I've got a little pocket in the mangroves. Pretty cool, tucked back. Nothing much to report. All right, let's continue moving out in this direction. Let me give you guys just an idea of where it is that I am. I've gone all the way around that perimeter. Oh, hold on a second. Got something else right here. Another iguana, a bigger iguana. Let me see if I can make this catch. Wow, yeah, this is definitely a different one. Very light coloration. Let me see if I can get it. Now it actually looks a lot bigger. Yep, definitely a bigger lizard. Whoa, that is a good sized Godzilla right there. Look at him. Beautiful coloration. Holy mackerel. Look at the dark colors on the head. Epic lizard. Look at you. Let me turn this direction. Wow, that is a true Godzilla. Look at the dark head. Sleepy eyes. Hi, buddy, how are you? Black stripes running down the length of the body. And look at that tail. I mean, all in all, that is about a, I'd say, full length, 4-foot lizard. Holy cow, beautiful iguana. I'm gonna turn him like this, give you guys a little bit of scale. That is awesome.
our third iguana that we have come across on Raccoon Key. Incredibly docile. Notice how it's basically just hanging out in my hand. Now, you do have to worry about teeth, but the thing that's most dangerous is, of course, going to be that tail with all those spikes and that long, slender end. If he gets angry, whips that around and catches me in the eye, it is going to be a bad situation. All right, well, we're going to call you the dark-headed dragon of Raccoon Key. I'm going to release you back out into the wild, see if we can get a shot of you swimming off. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and off you go.
Several years ago, we released an episode titled Bizarre Creatures of Texas, where we found and featured a colorful mix of species, including a brilliantly blue ribbon snake, a feisty little musk turtle, and a truly alien-looking fish known as a spotted gar.
Wow, this fish certainly is prehistoric looking.
We have returned to the scene of this wildly successful adventure with a new curiosity. Can we discover an equally compelling list of stranger things a second time around? This prehistoric-looking cypress swamp is cloaked with shallow, dark waters, making it the perfect nursery for prey species to develop and predators in training to hone in on their ability to hunt. But under the light of day, the hunting fields seem to be eerily quiet. The reason for this is that the midsummer months in East Texas can reach sweltering temperatures, so the best time to witness creatures displaying predatory behavior is at night.
What's going on, guys? It's a sweltering night here in East Texas, which means the conditions are absolutely perfect for nocturnal creatures to be on the hunt. If you guys are ready, let's get the adventure started and see what we can find. There's a lot of glowing eyeballs out there. It's really tough to tell what they are. There's no way to catch that frog. That is a classic Texas bullfrog right there. It is nestled down up against the edge of the water, surrounded by thorn plants. You want to talk about a good home security system? This frog's got it figured out. And they're smart too. That's how this frog has managed to survive to grow to such an epic proportion. And a frog of that size doesn't have many predators. In fact, that is one of the predators in this environment. Look at that, that's pretty cool. You see that anole's just gently sleeping now. Oh, he's awake now. Got him. Hi, buddy, how are you? I know, I'm sorry, you're very grumpy that we woke you up. Whoa, this is crazy. This lizard has a mutation in its tail. Look at that, it's growing an extra piece to its tail. I bet you at some point in time, the tip of its tail was injured, maybe by a predator, and it broke off there, and then the tail continued to grow. A two-tailed green anole. How cool is that? All right, buddy, we're gonna place you right back up on your leaf, let you keep sleeping. We're gonna try to find something a little bit bigger and a little more challenging to catch. Nice. Look at that. Absolutely love this species. I'm at a slightly awkward angle here inside a patch of thorns, and where there's one snake there could be others, and there could be others that are venomous. So I think we want to move up here into a slightly more controlled situation and take a better look at the banded water snake. Fantastic, good spotting, Trent. Now when it comes to water snakes, my first intuition is that, okay, prepare because you're likely going to be struck at. And water snakes have a tendency to be rather bitey, despite the fact that they're non-venomous. You don't necessarily need to worry about that bite, but this snake is about as calm as it gets. Now the thing that makes the banded water snake so unique is that beautiful banding that runs down the length of its body. And it looks as if the snake may have just recently shed its skin because it is velvety smooth to the touch. Absolutely beautiful. Now, this snake, unfortunately, is oftentimes misidentified for the venomous water moccasin or a copperhead. Obviously, the banding makes it look very much like its venomous counterparts, but this is a snake that you have no reason to fear whatsoever. Such a super cool snake. Now, one thing that I love about this snake is look at the underbelly. Look at that design. How beautiful. Now, as compared to the Lake Erie water snake or the northern water snake, two species that I'm very familiar with, these are much more vibrant, and the decoration in their patterning is something that you never forget if you are somebody that truly appreciates snakes. All right, we're gonna place this guy right back down into the underbrush so he can continue hunting. We're gonna see if we can find something a little more dangerous. I'm gonna approach this one very slowly. That is a massive fishing spider. And just for scale, I'm gonna put my hand relatively close to it in hopes that it doesn't leap towards my hand and inflict a bite. That's actually the, oh, that made me jump. That's actually the female. The male's a little bit further down. The females are much larger than the males, and that may very well be the largest fishing spider I have ever seen. She probably lives back up underneath this piece of bark. Let me see if I can gently coax her back out into the middle of the tree here, just a bit. There we go. Look at that. Now, even at this size, this spider is so lightweight that it is capable of running across the surface of water. Really try to think about that. A spider that is that big, that is capable of running on water. If you had arachnophobia because of normal spiders, the fishing spider definitely is capable of giving some people nightmares. But the good news is that the venom that this spider possesses is only powerful enough to kill small fish, maybe some tadpoles, maybe a baby frog at the biggest. So, not necessarily an arachnid you should be terrified of. Tell you what though, being this close definitely gives me the EBGBs. All right, let's keep moving. Look at this. Some very interesting species, little freshwater crayfish. Very cool looking. Look at all the red spots on its front claws. I have a feeling that based on the skinniness of those pinchers, it doesn't have the most powerful pinch, but let's go ahead and experiment with that and find out for ourselves. Let's see here. Ooh, 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 okay. Very pointy, but not a ton of pressure. That one on the bottom there is actually pretty painful. Feels like a pinprick. You wanna let go? Or are you just gonna hold on like that? Okay, I'm gonna very slowly. There we go. Well, it's got a noticeable pinch, but not anything that's gonna cause any damage. But to the small little prey items that this crayfish is feasting after, running into those pinchers is definitely what would be considered a very, very bad night. All right, I'm gonna place this little crustacean right back down into its hunting pool. We're gonna see what else we can find. Whoa, hold on, careful, you're like in it. You're up against it. I am less than 1 foot from having walked straight into this massive orb weaver's web. Wow, the golden nature to this web may be the most elaborate that I have ever seen of its type, and the female at the center of this amazing artistic orchestration is about as big as they get here in Texas. Wow. Now, as a human, if I had taken another step forward looking down at my feet, this would have completely encapsulated my entire head, and that spider would have been right almost on my face. Now, the good thing about this spider species is they very seldom bite, and even if you are bitten, the venom is very non-toxic if you are a human. But a spider of that size on your body, oh, it will make your skin crawl like there is no tomorrow. And there are multiple males hanging out in this web, all hoping that they get the chance to breed with this true queen of the Texas night. Wow. And any flying insect that ends up in this golden structure is doomed without question. Oh, look at this, she caught something. A little damselfly. Oh, buddy, it's over for you. I'm sorry. Oh, here she goes. A small meal, but a meal nonetheless. Look at that. I mean, she's just not wasting any time. She's just consuming that damselfly straight away. Wow. Look at the way that her little tiny hooks on the front of her leg just allow her to easily move across that webbing. Wow. I'm gonna just go ahead and duck underneath the clearance of this and come on this side. Woo, buddy. That is one magical web right there. Watch yourselves coming through here. There's a big golden strand coming right across in front of you. That is impressive. There's a pretty good sized fish swimming around out here. That might be a largemouth bass. I got him! I broke the net, but I got him! How about that? I just caught a largemouth bass. Broke the net in the process, but got the bass. We gotta look at it really quickly because the fish like this cannot stay out of water for too much time. Wow, that is beautiful largemouth bass. A largemouth bass gets its name because of this very large mouth. They're capable of essentially just engulfing their prey with one big gulp. They suck the water and the prey into their mouth, and at night like this, these fish will come into the shallows and feast upon other small fish. Wow. Now this is what you would consider, I would say, a medium-sized largemouth. They get quite a bit bigger than that, but it's not every day that you manage to net up a fish of this design. They are incredibly fast, predatory, and definitely out in full force under the cover of night to try and get their prey. You guys said you wanted more fish on the Brave Wilderness channel, and we are delivering this year. All right, I gotta get this guy right back off and into the water. Got him! Yeah! We got a catfish! This is crazy! This is totally the night of the fish. So that, I believe, is a juvenile flathead catfish. And the way you can tell the difference between these catfish species is actually the tail fin. The blue catfish and the channel catfish have a V-shaped tail, and the flathead cat has a more square or sort of rounded tail fin. So, whoa, gotta be careful handling it. I believe, and it's kind of tough to tell when they're juveniles, I believe this then is a flathead catfish. Now, they do have rather prominent spines on their pectoral and dorsal fin, so I do have to be careful that I'm not barbed in the process of holding this fish. But up front there, the thing that makes catfish so cool are those whiskers, or barbels as they're more scientifically known. Those are used to detect the environment, picking up chemicals. They are able to investigate the environment as they move throughout it, helps them detect predators and also search for their prey. And they have rather poor eyesight, so in a shallow pool of water like this, they will rely on camouflage to stay hidden from predators. But in its own right, this catfish is a young predator in the making. Now, the reason these smaller catfish are in a more secluded body of water like this is you can actually consider it a bit of a nursery where the smaller fish learn how to hunt and can stay away from the larger predators like alligators. I gotta be honest, I am never disappointed anytime we can manage to get a fish up close for the cameras. The last time I was hands-on with a catfish, it was over 50 pounds. But even seeing one of this size always gets me excited because catfish are one of the coolest fish species here in the United States. Well, I would definitely say it was a rather successful adventure out here tonight into the swamps of Texas. We came across a variety of species, including the largemouth bass and a little juvenile flathead catfish. All right, little catfish, back off into the nursery you go.
Nocturnal adventures always seem to result in an exciting series of animal encounters. Cooler temperatures, plus the cover of darkness, and consistent activity from prey species always seems to be a good equation for finding strange predators in the swamps of East Texas. If you head out on a scavenger hunt in search of some stranger things, always bring a flashlight and only interact with animals that you can properly identify as being non-venomous.
Catching lightning bugs is all about patience. You see one flash, and then you lose it. And then you see a flash over there, and you lose it again. Now the tactic I like to use is to follow the flash a couple times and then turn on my flashlight really quickly and swipe it up with the net. Take some patience, take some practice, take some precision. I missed them.
That wasn't very agile.
No,
Or graceful.
these are some advanced lightning bugs for sure. There are over 2,000 species of fireflies throughout our planet. Now, they live on every continent except for Antarctica. And in North America specifically, there are 150 different species of lightning bugs. Tonight, we are after the eastern lightning bug, arguably the most common species that you have here in the United States. Got him. Our little catch container's beginning to light up. It's really all about having great aim and hand-eye coordination once you see the lightning bugs. Now, I thought I'd be able to use the flashlight to light up the bugs once I saw them. That actually scares them away and they become even harder to catch. That catch container's got a lot of action going on in it. Got another one right in front of us. Here we go. Okay, I've got about 10 in the net. Couldn't tell you how many inside the capture jar. I think it's time to build the lightning bug lantern.
And we're back. Now, before we get into building our lightning bug lantern, first, let's talk a little bit about lightning bugs. Or are they fireflies? That's a great question. Now, both terms technically are completely fine. However, these insects are not flies, but in fact are true beetles. Now, there are hundreds of thousands of beetle species worldwide, and tonight we have caught the eastern lightning bug. This is without question the most common species you're going to find in your backyard if you live in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, or the Carolinas. This is the insect that you are going out seeing lighting up the night sky. Now, these bugs are rather unique, and I would wager to say that the lightning bug has no humans that are actually afraid of it. Humans seem to love lightning bugs, and I say the reason for that is that they are completely friendly. They have no stinger and no biting mouth parts. So if something can't bite you and it can't sting you, why would you be afraid of it? It's a completely safe species to interact with. Now, the lightning bug has a very interesting life cycle. Like most beetles, when the male and female breed, the female then goes down to the ground and lays her eggs. Those eggs then hatch into larvae. The larva buries down into the soil and will spend up to 2 years feasting off different little microorganisms that it comes across. After they go through the larva stage, they go through metamorphosis and then hatch into more lightning bugs. And what's crazy is that when the males and females come up out of the ground between the months of June and September to start their breeding dance, they only live for between 5 and 30 days. Can you imagine that? A life cycle that lasts for nearly 2 years underground and only a month above ground. And what's unique about their breeding cycle is that it's one of the most celebrated insect gatherings in the world. In fact, there are some locations where people will actually gather together to see the spectacle that is lightning bugs lighting up the night sky. Now let's answer what's likely your most pressing question. How do lightning bugs glow? It's something called bioluminescence. Bioluminescence has a rather lengthy scientific definition. I could give you that entire definition and it would go on and on and on and be long-winded, but for the sake of this video, we're going to give you the short definition. Bioluminescence is a chemical reaction that happens within an organism's body that causes light. The reason it causes light is that these insects have a molecule inside of them known as luciferin. That luciferin, when it mixes with oxygen, has a reaction that causes light, hence the fact that they light up the night sky. Now, like all insects, lightning bugs have 3 basic body parts: a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. You can see a little yellow pocket. That is where the luciferin is stored. Now, when the lightning bug isn't glowing, it just looks as if it's a pale yellow. When the lightning bug lights up, that's exactly where the glow is coming from. And when it comes to lightning bugs, the abdomen is actually referred to as the lantern, which will perfectly transition us into the next part of tonight's video, how to build your lightning bug lantern. First thing in is the grass. Nice fresh grass, good and green.
Doing this outdoors is usually advisable because some of the lightning bugs will probably get away in the process, and if some of them escape, don't worry, they're just gonna head right back off into the environment. Next, I'm going to drop in a few leaves. Remember, these leaves provide the opportunity for the lightning bugs to hide and take shelter, especially during the day. These insects love to stay hidden and out of sight. Now, the last little piece you need from nature is a couple of twigs. I pick twigs that have a bunch of different little branches on them so that the lightning bugs feel as if they have a jungle gym. That gives them something to climb around on and to perch on. It's a little easier to get purchase on a twig than it is the side of a plastic or a glass container. Okay, this is it. Time to add our lightning bugs. This process is a little difficult, and remember, you want to be gentle with your lightning bugs. Now, they are going to crawl around inside your plastic catch container, so what I recommend is just gently tapping on the surface to get them to drop down into the basin. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do is slowly begin to transfer some of my lightning bugs, if I can, one at a time. Oh boy, they're really wanting to crawl out in a hurry. If you can get them to come out and onto the edge of the container like this, you can almost funnel and gently feed them down and into your lantern. There we go, there's one there, in you go. Everybody in. Oh, that one's getting away. Jimmy, no. I named that one Jimmy. Oh, losing one there. That's okay, and remember, if some escape in the process, that's completely, oh no, I'm spilling them. Oh, they're getting away, this isn't good. Oh, they're getting away. In you go, in you go. That's why we catch as many as possible. I wasn't able to count every single one that I got, but I would say I was close to 35 or 40. Oh, Billy, get in there. Get in there, Billy. That's one of the real challenges. Can you actually name all of your lightning bugs that you catch? Susie, get in there. Tammy. Deborah. Oh, I missed. In you go, in you go. There we go. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. I would say I got 95% of my lightning bugs into the actual lantern. Look at that. Our jar looks fantastic. Grass, leaves, twigs, and lightning bugs. Now, the very last thing that you want to use is your little piece of bendable wire. This is how you actually complete the lantern by making a little handle. Check this out. So I'm gonna put a little twist in it there. This piece comes around the side and tucks in like this. Here we go, twist that around like that. Good and secure. Get this on this side. Now, if you're working with wire, it may not be a bad idea to have your parents help you a little bit. You don't wanna prick yourself on the end of that. There we go. The handle is nice and secure. And there you have it, your very own summer lightning bug lantern. Now, it is important to note that this is not a species that you want to keep forever. Remember, they have a very short life cycle. What I recommend is going out just before sunset to catch your lightning bugs. Build your container outside, get it set up just like this, take it inside, place it next to your bed before you tuck in, and you're gonna have the perfect lightning bug nightlight. Wake up in the morning, take them with you to breakfast, admire them during the afternoon, then head back out to the exact same location towards sunset and release them back into the wild so they can continue on with their breeding. Now, if you guys get the chance to head out this summer and build your very own lightning bug lantern, make sure to tag me on social media at Coyote Peterson, and I'll do my best to like and watch all of the videos and maybe even some comments on the success that you guys have with catching lightning bugs. Forrest Gump's mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. But when it comes to a bowl full of worms, I'll tell you exactly what you're gonna get. One adorable little armadillo. Get ready to meet Daisy. Oh, and those claws are sharp. There you go. Oh, there's the bowl of worms. All you have to do is plug the armadillo into the bowl of worms, and as you can see, it is a feeding frenzy. Now, they don't have any sharp teeth up front. Believe it or not, they have a tooth structure that's really similar to that of a three-toed sloth. These little nub teeth in the back of their mouths. But they're excellent at burrowing, and that is where they search for their food. Now, they are opportunistic, and as you can see right here, that's quite the opportunity. A bowl full of giant... Oh, just let me borrow one for a second here. I'm not going to eat it, don't you worry. Look at that nightcrawler. Pure protein for this armadillo. Now, she's gonna absolutely mow through this bowl of worms. Can I take some here? Let's see if we can do this. What if I put one in my mouth and we do like the Lady and the Tramp?
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, let's try it. Here.
Oh.
Oh gosh, that's running. Ugh.
It pooped in your mouth.
Oh, it did. Is it all in my mouth?
Yeah.
Oh, I got worm poo in my mouth. All right, let's continue on with the scene. Daisy, come here for a
Hey,
second.
man, can you wipe your face off?
Oh. Daisy, how do you do this?
Pretty bad.
Oh. Didn't see that coming. Okay, well, 9-banded armadillo. Let's think about that name for a second because my friend Archie, you may remember Archie from the episode we did with Wildman Phil, and Archie, he calls these creatures rhino pigs. And I can see that. This animal's body is covered in a hard series of armored plates. You see this? All on the outside, they have these keratin-like scales that are then wound together in these bands. And they say 9-banded armadillo, but they can have anywhere from 8 to 11. Let's count Daisy's bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wow, about a perfect 9. But as they get bigger and their bodies elongate, those bands will expand. Now, unlike some armadillo species, they cannot curl completely into a ball. Daisy, can I pick you up? You guys want to see what the underside of an armadillo looks like? Let's see. Oh, those claws are sharp. Here we go, buddy. Oh, man. Holding the armadillo, I don't think is going to be possible unless I'm going to get shredded like the claws of a velociraptor. One thing you may not realize about armadillos is that their claws are incredibly sharp. They're unbelievable burrowers, and actually they can be considered a keystone species in many areas because the burrows that they dig are oftentimes used by other animals as homes. However, one problem that they do serve in areas where there are desert tortoises and gopher tortoises is they'll actually distract those burrows and they can drive the tortoises out of their home. So it's kind of a give or take when it comes to whether or not they're helping the environment or hurting the environment. Obviously, people see them getting into their gardens, they come in, root around, dig up all the plants, but what they're really looking for are the worms. And as you can see, Daisy has made quick work of that bowl of worms. But look at that tail. The tail is also armored, and the entire body structure of this animal is just so rigid, and they're unbelievably strong. Let me see, come here. Try to hold on to you. Ah! Ah! There she goes. Wow, handling an armadillo is like, look at the scratches on the underside of my hand there. Those claws are razor sharp. Oh, Daisy! Now she is about 1.5 years old, and believe it or not, they grow really quickly. And she will get bigger than this. They can weigh as much as 20 pounds, and I would say she's, what, maybe about 5 pounds in weight. Look at that.
This is not full grown.
No, this is not full grown. She'll get significantly bigger than this. Oh, breathing in a lot of that dust. And you see all these,
All right.
right there. Dirt in the face, man, almost caught a whole eyeball full of dirt. Look at how she just, look at how quick she is digging. Now, what I was trying to show you there before I got a face full of dirt was all these little bumps on the side of her are little osteoderms, just like the skin of a Gila monster. Woo, look at that. Like a bucking bronco there. This is, as soon as she feels it, look at that. Woof, I'm in a dust storm. In a dust storm. You see how they use the elongation of their body to dig a pile of dirt underneath her back legs, and then she thrusts it out. Watch this more. Right here it comes again. Watch this. Whoa, covered in dirt right now. All right, Daisy, we're gonna bring you back up here on the bench, okay? She's not gonna like this. Ready? Listen to this noise. Ah! Oh! Oh! Just crushed my hand up against the tree. Did you see that? Okay, come on back. Whew. That's a dirt party right there. Hi, buddy. Yeah,
She has a kind of a beard.
She does, and all that fur up front there helps keep her face protected. You'll notice that elongated snout is used for sniffing around in the dirt as they're burrowing. Here's a really cool fact that you may not know. Armadillos can hold their breath for an incredibly long time for a mammal, up to 5 minutes, and they've actually been seen walking on the basins of rivers, crawling from one spot to the next. Let's turn you this way like this. There we go. Okay. I'd love to show you guys the belly. Can we see your belly real quick? Ow! Oh, those claws are sharp. Oh, man, I am getting annihilated here. Let's see your belly. Belly, 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 belly. Look at that underside. Ah! Can we show everybody your belly? Look at the underside of that creature.
it might as well be leather. Now, here's kind of another interesting fact. Believe it or not, you can eat an armadillo. And don't worry, Daisy, nobody's gonna eat you. Nobody's gonna eat you. But during the Great Depression, people in Texas actually used to eat these animals, and that's how they became not only the state animal, but have the famous name Hoover hog. How about that? Mark, would you ever eat an armadillo?
No way, way too cute.
Yeah, way too cute. Okay, let's put you like this. There we go, Daisy. Thanks for letting us see your underside. You're so cute.
Now talk to me about this, the skin or the armor. It looks like it's pliable a little bit.
It is. Look at this. See how I can just kind of move those bands individually? And unlike other armadillo species, they cannot curl entirely into a ball. But if they feel threat from a predator like a coyote or even a jaguar, because their range extends all the way down into South America, and that's actually where they are most prevalent, they can curl themselves tight enough where a predator can't actually get to those softer undersides. And look at those ears. The ears look just like the skin of a reptile. But as we know, the armadillo is a mammal, and they're most closely related to anteaters and sloths, believe it or not. Now, you'll notice that this armadillo has very small eyes. They actually have poor eyesight, but they have an excellent sense of smell and an excellent sense of hearing. Your belly's just like leather, you know that? And actually, look at all this fur on the underside. See how soft armadillo is? Whoa, where are you going? Come over here. All right, well, it's pretty hard to just contain an armadillo that wants to explore. So, I think Daisy's ready to get down on the ground.
She's peeing on you.
Oh! Oh! That is not my pee.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I just got peed on by an armadillo.
Oh man, loving this armadillo.
I'm getting clawed up, I'm getting peed on. Ain't easy working with an armadillo, I'll tell you guys that much. Look at that, right back in that same exact hole. You know, if you want somebody to let go of you so that you can go dig a hole underneath the tree, one way to do it is definitely to pee on them.
Well, Coyote, I think the armadillo wants to go adventure. Why don't we follow her around? Let's grab our GoPros.
Yeah, I think at this juncture, the best thing to do is just go where the armadillo wants to go. So, I'm gonna grab my GoPro, there we go, and let's see if we can get into the world of the 9-banded armadillo. Oh, I smell like urine.
Yeah, it's a good chance. I wanna feel what this is like.
Yeah, go ahead, touch the back there.
Oh wow.
Right?
It's like really tough, but it is a little pliable.
You can see why Archie calls it a rhino pig.
Yeah.
It's like rhino skin with a pig nose.
How about the tail?
The tail, yeah, completely armor plated.
Oh wow, the tail's
Look at
tougher.
that. Yeah, and you can even see where the tail connects to the body. Whoa. That's all like baseball mitt leather right there. Crazy cool.
Do we want this armadillo to dig under this tree, guys?
Well, we don't want her to get all the way underneath there. You can see in just a matter of minutes, she has dug almost her entire body underneath the root structure of this tree. Oh, there she is.
Hi, Daisy.
Hi, Daisy. Say hi to Uncle Mark.
Nope. All right, done digging. Let's see what else we can find.
Now she's exploring for other possibilities. Daisy was actually rescued as a baby in Texas, and our good friend Wildman Phil has been taking care of her ever since, and we've shown you guys so many creepy looking creatures as of late. We said to ourselves, you know what? We need another cute animal on the Brave Wilderness channel. But how cool is this? Spending our afternoon hanging out with the 9-banded armadillo. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, ready? Here she comes, Mark.